Deep within the dense forest, savage brutes emerge from the shadows, their rough hands gripping the delicate arms of the Fairy Queen. The Fairy Queen is dragged mercilessly through the tangled undergrowth, her regal gown snagging on thorns and roots. Her silver hair streams behind her as she fights against her captors, her eyes flashing with defiance. Each step is a battle against the relentless force pulling her further into the forest's depths. Her cries echo through the ancient trees, a desperate plea lost in the vast wilderness. The brutes show no mercy, their faces grim as they continue their relentless march. The Fairy Queen struggles, growing weaker with each passing moment. In a small forest clearing, rough brutes secure the ethereal Fairy Queen to a roughly hewn wooden cross. The air crackles with menace as the brutes pile wood high at her feet, constructing a pyre that promises fiery torment. A flicker of flame ignites the base, casting dancing shadows that writhe like dark spirits. Terror grips the Fairy Queen as the flames lick higher, her delicate form stark against the encroaching inferno. Her desperate cries echo through the ancient trees, a heart-rending symphony of fear and impending doom. Hidden within a dense thicket, an infant fairy, no bigger than a thumb, peers out with eyes wide with horror. Overcome with fear and grief, she trembles, her tiny form barely visible amidst the leaves. A heart-wrenching wail escapes her lips, a sound of pure despair carried on the wind. Her minuscule body shakes with each sob, a testament to the overwhelming sorrow consuming her. Against the dark, looming forest, a baby fairy turns, her tiny form a beacon of desperate hope. With rapidly fluttering wings, she plunges into the dense woods, a fragile spark against the encroaching shadows. Each beat of her wings echoes with determination as she navigates the tangled foliage, a silent promise of resilience. The forest watches, silent and deep, as the tiny fairy vanishes into its embrace, carrying a glimmer of light into the unknown. Sunlight filters through the leaves, casting a mosaic of light and shadow across a secluded forest clearing. A baby fairy, wings shimmering like rainbows, flits into view, a beacon of ethereal beauty. Nearby, a German shepherd puppy sits with unwavering focus, his makeshift leaf armor rustling softly. The puppy's brow furrows in concentration as he meticulously carves a wooden idol with a small knife. His head is crowned with a helmet fashioned from a coconut shell, a testament to his resourcefulness. The scene is a tableau of innocence and determination, a testament to the magic woven into the heart of the forest. In a sun-drenched clearing, a baby fairy lands delicately before a curious puppy, her small form quivering with fear. Tears like morning dew trace paths down her delicate face, each drop a tiny beacon of sorrow. Her tiny hands flutter and weave a tale of distress, a desperate ballet performed in the heart of the woods. She gestures wildly, her movements a blur of frantic energy, desperately seeking understanding. Heart-wrenching sobs escape her lips, each one a plea echoing through the tranquil clearing. The weight of her mother's plight hangs heavy in the air, a silent scream conveyed through movement and tears. In a sun-drenched clearing, a valiant puppy senses the baby fairy's distress, its ears perked with concern. The carving knife clatters to the ground, abandoned mid-work. My face hardens, the peaceful concentration vanishing like mist. Fierce determination ignites in my eyes, a silent promise of protection. The serene clearing transforms into a stage for impending action, the air thick with unspoken resolve. A small puppy dashes through the dense forest, a blur of fur and unyielding resolve. His tiny armor jingles with each stride as he pushes forward, undeterred by the undergrowth. Just above, a baby fairy flutters desperately, struggling to keep pace with the determined pup. Sunlight filters through the canopy, casting dappled shadows on their frantic race against an unseen urgency. Back in the clearing, a scene of horror unfolds. Brutes gather around a pyre, their shadows dancing menacingly in the flickering light. At the base of the pyre, the Fairy Queen is held captive, her eyes reflecting the terror of her impending doom. Flames begin to lick at the wood, casting an orange glow across the faces of the wicked. The puppy and baby fairy arrive, their small forms silhouetted against the encroaching darkness. A desperate race against time begins as they witness the imminent peril. In a forest clearing, a small puppy bursts forward, his barks echoing against the silent trees. He charges toward looming figures, a tiny speck of defiance against overwhelming odds. The puppy leaps, teeth bared, snapping at the brutes, a desperate dance of courage. His small form is a whirlwind of fur and fury, a futile attempt to shield the unseen. The brutes remain unmoved, their strength a stark contrast to the puppy's valiant but hopeless struggle. In a forest clearing, the small protector is sent sprawling by a brutal kick, his body landing heavily near the base of the cross. Battered and unconscious, he lies still, the harsh reality of defeat etched upon his face. A cry of anguish pierces the air as the baby fairy witnesses the protector's fall, its tiny form trembling with fear and despair. The clearing falls silent, save for the soft weeping of the fairy, a stark testament to the brute's merciless victory. Flames begin to devour the pyre, their dance a cruel spectacle in the clearing. The queen's last hope flickers and dies, her face etched with resignation as she closes her eyes to embrace her destiny. Unseen among the trees, the baby fairy watches the unfolding tragedy, her small face awash with grief. Tears stream down the fairy's face, each drop a testament to the loss and despair consuming the glade. The fire roars louder, and the shadows deepen, signaling the end of an era and the extinguishing of hope. In a forest clearing, a baby fairy watches, her eyes wide with horror as her mother faces certain death. Tiny hands clasped together, a gesture of desperate hope amidst the encroaching shadows. Tears stream down her delicate face, each drop a silent plea to the uncaring sky. A fragile prayer rises from her lips, barely audible against the roar of the menacing fire. The crackling flames dance higher, casting a hellish glow on the child's face, a stark contrast to her innocent supplication. The forest canopy shimmers as a blinding light pierces through, shattering the darkness below. In a clearing bathed in celestial radiance, a figure begins to descend, an aura of serenity emanating from his form. His presence commands the space, radiating both immense power and immeasurable peace. The divine figure drifts closer to the earth, his eyes reflecting an ocean of compassion. The very air seems to hum with anticipation as the holy figure's feet touch the ground. In a serene clearing, a holy figure kneels, his presence radiating calm. Gently, he extends a hand towards the injured puppy, his touch feather light. A soft golden energy emanates from his hands, enveloping the small warrior in warmth. The puppy's wounds begin to mend, the golden light weaving its magic. A faint stirring, a sign of returning life, ripples through the puppy's small frame. With newfound strength, the puppy's eyes flutter open, reflecting the holy figure's radiant compassion. In a forest clearing, the holy figure turns, his gaze meeting the fairy queen's. With a simple, benevolent gesture, the licking flames vanish, leaving only the scent of wood smoke. The ropes binding the queen loosen, falling away like dead vines. Mother and child reunite in a joyous embrace, their figures bathed in the soft light filtering through the trees. The forest breathes a sigh of relief as serenity returns to the ancient trees. The holy man smiles gently, cradling the healed puppy, embodying divine grace and salvation in the tranquil forest.